Hello everyone, this is Cesar from CesarUSA.com. This is my homepage. One of my pages out of multiple that I have for you. I have some important links, translation into other languages. We provide real estate services for Colombia, California, and Hawaii. We provide software development, we provide tour guides, translations, interpreting, promotion of people, professionals, models, singers, etc. The purpose of this video is to talk about prevention and safety. I have made multiple videos about that. It serves as a reminder of what's going on in the world, things like that. I remind you to always be aware of what's going on in your country, especially a little also what's going on in the world. So you can watch the news like before you, or listen to the news before you go to work or afterwards. Cannot be not always can be just watching movies. You can also try to find out what's going on in the world, so you can prepare. For example, I watched a lot of YouTube. What I do is I have a cell phone where I say I'm watching YouTube on my television, and then I find a video that I like, then I search for it in my cell phone and I send an email to myself with the link. Basically I forward the video, the link to the video, to my email address, and then in the email address I get the link, and then I can look, save the links or save the videos or watch them or forward it to other people as needed or as wished. For example, I send myself this video, and then I can click on it and watch it again if I didn't finish it, or I can forward it, the email to other people, things like that. So if you don't know how to create an email account, I can show you. I think I have a video that explains a little bit about it, but try to go to like Gmail or Google and select that email and create an account. And nowadays, in a lot of places, they ask you what is your email address, could be your bank, things like that, and then they send you your notifications to your email address. Okay, like this lady, that's the video that I watched. So what I did is I actually, I'm already logged in. I can just click like, and I already subscribed. You can download it or you can share it. So I will, what I do is I just share it to myself, send an email to myself with that from within the YouTube page. Okay. For example, I'm watching videos about Rust, so I'm interested in programming, so I'll watch a lot of videos about programming. Rust is a difficult programming language to learn, and so it requires a lot of effort. I think most people would like to learn Python, but the good thing about Rust is that it has a lot of safety, and this is important nowadays to have websites and things like that made in a very safe programming language. With so many scams, so many things going on, viruses, things like that, the people can infect websites. So if the website is well protected, is well designed, it will be less susceptible to attacks. So it's better to have things developed in a safe programming language. This is another one. I've been studying cybersecurity, things like that. People who may want to follow a career, maybe learn cybersecurity. That's a good thing that you can do remotely. So you can learn also about security and things like that. There are websites that tell you about hacking. if anything, if a company has been attacked, things like that. I mean, that's something that I may want to look at and see what's going on with that. I mean, I don't watch it like that. It's important to choose a good profession. The profession of information technology, computing, things like that. Information is pretty extensive, pretty big, pretty large. So you need to really make sure that you like to study, learn, that you are very good at learning, because it requires a lot of studying just to learn to create web pages. You'll need to learn a lot of things: HTML, CSS, many others, just to make some websites. This person, the tech lead, I like his comments, his videos. He's talking about retiring. He already made a lot of money, so he's talking about not making as many videos as he did before. He's looking into other means. I mean, advice like, do you want to have your business on your own, or you want to be an employee? I mean, there are videos about that. That will be the best way you should follow a career. Pay thousands of dollars to get a degree, for example, in systems engineering, and then within the career they don't teach a lot of programming languages. They maybe teach a couple. So then you have to learn those on your own, or maybe in a boot camp. So some people, what they do is they just go to the boot camps and they don't actually do a degree. They don't get a degree in a university. It's very expensive. Anyway, I like his videos. I'm learning on my own. I mean, I just subscribe to some courses. The good thing about Colombia is they provide a lot of free courses. Like this one is machine learning, and then you can watch it at your own time. I mean, they schedule you for particular hours, and I mean, you choose the schedule that you want to follow, and then you attend the classes in a virtual form. So I'm gonna be watching these videos. I already watched the first one. So they have different ways to do that. For example, through Zoom, you can watch the videos. So it's very good to do online learning. This one is a schedule that they gave you at one time. So this is somewhat provided by the university. They give you a login, and then you enter the page, and then you go watch the videos. Okay, I also like to read technical stuff, physics, math, things like that. For example, this is about quantum physics and the weather. I use some of this information for my own knowledge. I accept the cookies, but then I have a program that will delete the cookies afterwards. So I don't have to be going through these managed cookies, things like that. And I just if there's a reject, I will reject the cookies. But if I don't, otherwise I will accept them, and then I haven't deleted those through software. Same thing, mathematics, biology, science. I am very interested in science. I wanted to talk about, since the video is about prevention and safety, and I have multiple videos about that, I want to remind you how unsafe it is to ride a motorcycle or a bicycle. You can break something or crash into something. Egan Bernal, a very famous cyclist, he was just bicycling by himself, and it looks like he wasn't looking ahead or something, and then he crashed into a bus that was parked on the street. I guess he got distracted, didn't pay attention, whatever, and he crashed. And then what happened is that he broke several bones. That's the problem with, look at this bicyclist. He's already getting ahead of the others, just by the way he positioned himself. Anyway, accidents are around us, and so always wear protection. I think It's better to carry a helmet even if you're walking in the street, but it kind of looks funny. But anyway, prior protection every time that you can. Avoid dangerous activities. You're gonna break yourself. This is a major thing that happens with bicycles. Flip forward, and then you hit face down onto the floor. You know, even falling sideways, hitting stuff, colliding with stuff. Those are very dangerous activities. So, for example, rock climbing, you're gonna fall from heights and break or kill yourself. Those people that do bungee jumping, sometimes the cord is not right, or it breaks or things like that, and you could fall, break a bone or something. So very careful with that. I'd rather be in a car than in a motorcycle. So avoid all those things if you can. I mean, some people cannot afford a car, so they buy a motorcycle, but then end up in the hospital. So it's better to avoid accidents. Even in gymnastics, you can have an accident. Skating, all of that, motorcycle accidents. Avoid all of that. Saying like here is work-related accidents. People new into a job, they don't know the place, they misstep or trip with stuff, with a cable, with a wire. Lifting weights, they lift too much. They lift between two people, and the second person thought that they were bringing stuff down, bringing the box down while it was supposed to be lifted. Things like that. It happened to me and a friend. He wanted to. I told him, bring it down. We were bringing a very heavy bucket onto the floor, full of cement and stuff like that. And I told him, bring it down, and he thought that we wanted to be lifting it to pour it over a place that we were gonna dump that stuff. And then he got all the weight in himself because I was bringing it down and he was actually lifting. And he got all the weight, and then he hurt his back. He recovered, but he got really upset with me. But he didn't listen. I told him, this is very heavy. Let's bring it down to the floor, and then we flip it. But I'm not sure what he did, but when I was gonna bring it down, he held the weight by himself, and then I thought, oh, but you wanted to lift it. But that's too late. He had already held all the weight on himself. Good thing that he was very strong. He was, very muscular. Anyway, so be careful with accidents at work. Things that fall on you, boxes that fall onto you, things like that. Skating is a major cause for accidents. I have had relatives who had accidents in a skate. Who are on unemployment, they get the debit card, they will go get the money, and the money is not there. Somebody somehow found out their information, and they would do the money. They clone the card or whatever. It looks like they are getting into people's mailboxes, getting the card. They get the information, they put the card back into the mailbox. I suppose, I'm not sure how they're doing it. And then, since the card was cloned, they start stealing money from EDD recipients. So there's got to be a way that they're doing that. They're getting the money from the unemployment recipients, people who are disabled, things like that. But they're losing money from that. So be very careful when you're getting these checks from the government, that when you go to the bank, the money is no longer there, or less, or some of the money is not there. Okay. For prevention, you want to be paying attention, not on the cell phone while walking on the street or even at home. You don't want to trip or hit something because you are paying attention to the cell phone and not to where you're going. Okay. One thing that is happening is that when you bend forward or get up from a bent position, you hit stop. It can happen in tight spaces like in the bathroom and the kitchen. And the kitchen is not so tight. But sometimes you bend forward to look at something, maybe look at if the soup is ready, or you look at something and then you bend forward and then you hit whatever is a little bit higher that you didn't pay attention to, and you hit the cabinet, or you hit the soap holder, things like that. So you back up and then there's a table behind you, and you bend down to whatever, fix the bed or whatever, and then you hit your butt against the table, but then it's not the hit on the butt, but actually the back is affected because you are hitting the coccyx, but the impact is affecting you, will affect your back. Anyway, I invite you to visit CUSAINT channel on YouTube, so you can watch more videos about that, including some English to Spanish courses. Remember to back up your computer, back up your cell phone. I know a real estate lady who something happened to her cell phone, it broke or whatever, and then all her contacts were lost. And real estate person, agent needs their contacts to sell, to make sales, So she lost all her contacts. The PC, maybe you do a backup into a second hard drive, but the hard drive was plugged into the wall. Then if there is a thunderstorm, the electricity could damage the hard drive that was plugged into an adapter that goes into the wall. So be very careful with thunderstorms, hurricanes, especially nowadays, like in Florida. These electrical surges can damage equipment, televisions. I have people who live in areas that have a lot of thunderstorms. Yeah, and then their televisions. I know someone who 3 of the televisions got damaged at once, large TV screens, and then you had to have all of them fixed. So it's better to get some kind of surge battery that if the surge comes, it goes to the battery, and the battery doesn't extend it to the equipment. It just withstands the charge and not the television. Okay, so computer equipment should be protected from surges. Anything digital, your cell phone, things like that, when plugged to the wall, there are occasional surges that can burn your cell phone. Okay, so it's better to have extra hard disk drives and actually do double backups. So if one of the hard drives breaks, at least you have a second. So it's better to have extra hard drives to use as tools for backing up your information. You don't want to lose your photos, your videos, things like that. Okay, think about the future, think about your retirement, save money for retirement, always be learning, your spare time, try to be learning, not so much just wasting your time in video games, things like that. It's important to always be prepared for the future. Maybe there's a job loss, so you want to be ready for whatever happens. Okay, invite you to visit other websites such as medellinreal.com and some other ones. All right, thank you very much for watching. Have a good day. Take care.